Two legendary NFL players who treat the field as their personal war zone. Emmitt Smith versus Barry Sanders and their never-ending feud has always been a source of amusement for their fans. Let's get into the most enjoyed rivalry cherished by NFL enthusiasts. Let's first talk about the incredible Emmitt Smith. He was born in Pensacola, Florida, and that's where his football journey began. As a young boy, he started playing the game and quickly showed his talent. He went to Escambia High School, where he made a name for himself as one of the best runners in American high school football history. His skills on the field were unmatched, and he became the second leading rusher in the history of American high school football. Smith then chose to forego his senior year of eligibility and play professionally. The Cowboys selected Smith in the first round of the 1990 NFL Draft with the 17th overall pick. During his long professional career, he rushed for 18,355 yards, breaking the record formerly held by Walter Payton. He also holds the record for career rushing touchdowns with 164. Smith is the only running back to ever win a Super Bowl championship, the NFL Most Valuable Player Award, the NFL Rushing Crown, and the Super Bowl Most Valuable Player Award all in the same season. He is also one of 4 running backs to lead the NFL in rushing 3 or more consecutive seasons. Smith is also one of only 2 non-kickers in NFL history to score more than 1,000 career points. Smith was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010 and the College Football Hall of Fame in 2006. Now moving on to the heroic Barry Sanders, he played for the Detroit Lions of the National Football League for 10 seasons. Sanders led the league in rushing yards 4 times and in rushing touchdowns once, establishing himself as one of the most elusive runners in the history of the NFL with his quickness and agility, despite being only 5 ft 8 inch tall. Sanders played college football for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. As a junior in 1988, he compiled what is widely considered the greatest individual season by a running back in college football history, rushing for 2,628 yards and 37 touchdowns in 11 games. He won the Heisman Trophy and was unanimously recognized as an All-American. Sanders was selected by the Lions in the 1989 NFL Draft and had an immediate impact in his rookie season, winning the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award. In 1991, Sanders helped lead the Lions to their first postseason win since 1958. In 1994, Sanders was awarded the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. In 1997, he rushed for 2,053 yards in the regular season and was co-awarded the NFL Most Valuable Player award alongside his second NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. While still performing at a high level, Sanders unexpectedly retired from professional football in 1999 at the age of 31, and 1,457 yards short of breaking the NFL's then all-time rushing record held by Walter Payton. In each of his 10 seasons, he was selected to a Pro Bowl and All-Pro team. The Lions retired Sanders' number 20 jersey on November 25, 2004, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 3 months prior. A year later, Sanders was inducted into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame with former college teammate Thurman Thomas. In 2007, he was ranked by NFL Network's NFL Top 10 series as the most elusive runner in NFL history and was placed number 1 on the list of the greatest players never to play in a Super Bowl. While Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith never engaged in a direct on-field rivalry, their careers ran in parallel, sparking comparisons and debates among fans. Smith and Sanders were each legendary in their own right. Both are among the top 3 rushers of all time, both hold their share of NFL records, both have been voted the NFL's most valuable player, and both were electrifying runners. Both were 2 incredible football players. They were famous for running with the ball like lightning on the field. Both of them are considered some of the best runners in the history of the game. They each have their names etched in NFL history books. Despite the many similarities between them, Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders were also very different from each other in various ways. Emmitt Smith played as a running back for the Dallas Cowboys and was known for his durability and longevity in the NFL. He holds the NFL record for career rushing yards with 18,255 yards. He is famous for his vision, patience, and ability to find running lanes. He had 11 seasons of over 1,000 rushing yards. Barry Sanders is renowned for his electrifying playing style and elusive running ability. He retired with 15,269 career rushing yards, despite playing fewer seasons than Smith. Sanders spent his entire career with the Detroit Lions, earning numerous accolades including MVP in 1997. He was known for his incredible agility, quick cuts, and ability to make defenders miss tackles. Sanders led the league in rushing 4 times and retired at his peak, shocking the football world with his early retirement in 1999. Off the football field, Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders share a genuine fondness for each other. Despite their on-field rivalry, they have frequently complemented each other's playing styles, showcasing a deep respect for one another. In an interview, when Emmitt Smith was asked about Barry Sanders, he had some high praise to share. Smith said, "Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. He was a once-in-a-generation talent, and watching him play was truly special." By calling Sanders the greatest running back of all time, Smith acknowledged Sanders' unique abilities and the impact he had on the sport. Similarly, in a talk show, when the interviewer asked Barry Sanders about his thoughts on Emmitt Smith, Sanders said, "He was so amazing at making people miss out of the space, he was ridiculous. And to me, he's the best running back I've ever seen play the game, in terms of what his skill set offers. That's just my personal opinion." Sanders' words showed the immense respect he had for Smith's talent and skills. He was impressed by Smith's ability to evade defenders and create opportunities on the field. Sanders went on to express his belief that Smith is the greatest running back he's ever witnessed, highlighting the unique qualities and abilities that Smith brought to the game. One of the most remarkable aspects of the on-field rivalry between Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders is the deep admiration and respect they had for each other. This serves as a powerful lesson for all of us, showing that even in the midst of intense competition, it's crucial to maintain respect for one another. Despite facing off against each other on opposite sides of the field, Smith and Sanders shared a bond built on mutual admiration and sportsmanship. They recognized and appreciated each other's talents. Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders didn't just attract fans with their incredible football skills, they also won over people's hearts with their exceptional behavior both on and off the field. Their fans not only missed their incredible performances on the field, but also missed the excitement of their rivalry and the special bond that developed between them over the years. This brings us to the end of our video. Make sure to subscribe to get more such videos on your feed. Do comment and let us know what you think about these legends. And also, don't forget to tell us who you would like us to cover next. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you again. The rivalry between Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice is widely regarded as one of the most epic in the history of sports. Their intense competition heightened every encounter on the field, making each showdown 10 times more electrifying. Let's dive into their one-of-a-kind feud. Starting off strong with Deion Sanders, born on August 9, 1967, in Fort Myers, Florida, Deion Sanders experienced early family challenges, with his parents divorcing when he was just 2 years old. Raised by his mother and stepfather, Willie Knight, Sanders found guidance and support in his upbringing. Excelling in multiple sports, including football, basketball, and baseball, he became a standout athlete at North Fort Myers High School, earning recognition as a letterman and all-state honoree. In 1985, he secured a place on the prestigious Florida High School Association All-Century team, a testament to his exceptional talent in football. Despite being selected by the Kansas City Royals in the 6th round of the 1985 Major League Baseball draft, Sanders opted not to sign with the team, paving the way for his journey into football greatness. At Florida State University, Deion Sanders showcased his extraordinary athleticism across multiple sports, including football, baseball, and track. Under the guidance of legendary coach Bobby Bowden, Sanders excelled as a versatile athlete. He earned numerous accolades, including being named a third-team All-American in football in 1986 and achieving consensus All-American status as a cornerback in both 1987 and 1988. Sanders' exceptional play on the field included intercepting 14 passes during his college career, setting records, and winning awards such as the Jim Thorpe Award in 1988. Sanders' impact extended beyond football. He also made significant contributions to Florida State's baseball team, displaying a .331 batting average in 1986 and showcasing his speed with 27 stolen bases in 1987. In a remarkable display of athleticism, Sanders participated in both baseball and track events on the same day, exemplifying his versatility and dedication to his craft. His achievements at Florida State were celebrated with the retirement of his number 2 jersey in 1995. Throughout his college career, Sanders left an indelible mark on Florida State University, earning praise from Coach Bowden as the benchmark for athletic ability. His legacy includes not only his remarkable performances on the football field, but also his contributions to baseball and track, solidifying his status as one of the most versatile athletes in collegiate history. During his 9-year part-time baseball career, Deion Sanders played outfield for 4 different teams, including the New York Yankees, Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds, and San Francisco Giants. Despite being drafted by the Kansas City Royals in 1985, Sanders didn't sign with them. Instead, he joined the Yankees after being selected in the 30th round of the 1988 MLB draft. His tenure with the Yankees began with controversy when he requested a single-digit jersey number, which offended some veteran players. Sanders made his MLB debut in 1989 and made history by hitting a home run and scoring a touchdown in the same week, a feat never before accomplished. He became known for his exceptional speed and athleticism, particularly during his time with the Braves, where he played a key role in their postseason run in 1991. Sanders' baseball career was marked by his ability to balance it with his football commitments. Despite facing criticism for his approach to the game, he maintained his status as one of the most versatile athletes in sports history. Sanders' baseball journey continued with stints at the Cincinnati Reds and San Francisco Giants, where he made notable contributions before eventually retiring from the sport. In professional football, Sanders' career was equally illustrious. Drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in 1989, he quickly made an impact with his remarkable speed and playmaking abilities. He later joined the San Francisco 49ers, where he won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award in 1994 and earned his first Super Bowl ring. Sanders continued his success with the Dallas Cowboys, helping them secure another Super Bowl victory in 1995. After brief stints with the Washington Redskins and Baltimore Ravens, Sanders retired from football for the final time in 2005. Throughout his career, he made a lasting impact on both the baseball and football worlds, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest athletes of his generation. Moving on to Jerry Rice, born on October 13, 1962, in Starkville, Mississippi, Jerry Rice initially didn't participate in sports at B.L. Moore High School due to his mother's concerns about football's roughness. However, after catching the attention of the school's football coach with his impressive speed, Rice joined the team as a sophomore, eventually excelling in multiple positions, with wide receiver being his forte. Despite initial resistance from his mother, Rice's determination led him to pursue football, ultimately becoming a standout player in high school. His senior year saw him earn Mississippi All-State honors as a wide receiver, showcasing his exceptional skills despite the small size of his school. Despite interest from various colleges, Rice chose Mississippi Valley State University, drawn by their pass-heavy offense under coach Archie Cooley. During his years at Mississippi Valley State University from 1981 to 1984, Jerry Rice's football career flourished. He formed a dynamic partnership with quarterback Willie Totten, earning them the nickname the Satellite Express. Rice's exceptional performance on the field broke numerous records, including setting NCAA records for receptions and receiving yards in 1983. His senior year in 1984 saw him surpass his own records, with an astonishing 27 touchdown receptions, setting a new NCAA record across all divisions. Rice's collegiate achievements earned him accolades, such as being named a first-team Division I-AA All-American and finishing 9th in Heisman Trophy balloting. He concluded his college career with an impressive stat line, eventually earning induction into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2006. Off the field, Rice also formed personal connections, including meeting his future wife, Jackie Mitchell, during his time at MVSU. In his rookie season, Jerry Rice's potential caught the eye of NFL scouts, with both the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers showing interest. Despite his doubts about being drafted, the 49ers traded up to select him, impressed by his game-changing abilities. Rice faced competition in training camp but secured a spot on the roster. His rookie year was a mix of promise and struggle, marked by notable performances and occasional drops. The following seasons saw Rice's meteoric rise as a key player for the 49ers. In 1986, he emerged as a dominant force, leading the league in both receiving yards and touchdowns. His exceptional performance earned him Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors. Despite a setback due to an ankle injury in 1988, Rice continued to excel, contributing significantly to the team's success. The pinnacle of Rice's early career came in 1989, when he led the league in receiving yards and touchdowns once again. His exceptional play helped the 49ers secure a 14-2 record, the best in the league. Rice's impact was evident in the postseason, particularly in Super Bowl XXII, where he delivered a standout performance, solidifying his status as one of the game's greatest wide receivers. In the 1990 season, Jerry Rice showcased his dominance with impressive performances, including a career-best 5-touchdown game against the Atlanta Falcons. He led the league in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns, becoming the first player to achieve this in the Super Bowl era. Despite his stellar play, the 49ers fell short of a Super Bowl appearance. The following seasons saw Rice continue to excel, even amidst changes in quarterback and teammates. In 1992, he surpassed Steve Largent's career touchdown record, solidifying his place as one of the greatest receivers of all time. Rice's consistency and leadership were evident as he guided the 49ers through multiple playoff runs. However, injuries and team struggles marked the latter part of Rice's tenure with the 49ers. Despite facing setbacks, including a significant knee injury in 1997, Rice remained resilient, returning to the field and contributing to the team's success. As his time with the 49ers came to a close, Rice's legacy as a record-setting receiver and a pillar of the franchise was firmly established. Jerry Rice's tenure with the Oakland Raiders marked another chapter in his illustrious career. Joining forces with Tim Brown, he formed one of the league's oldest receiving duos and continued to display his exceptional skills. Despite advancing age, Rice remained a formidable threat on the field, contributing significantly to the Raiders' success during the regular season and playoffs. In the 2002 season, Rice had a standout year, amassing impressive stats and earning accolades like his 13th Pro Bowl selection. However, despite a strong postseason run, the Raiders fell short in the Super Bowl, leading to a rare loss for Rice in the championship game. Subsequent seasons saw Rice's production decline slightly, and frustrations arose over his role within the team. Eventually, he requested a trade and found himself with the Seattle Seahawks midway through the 2004 season. Despite his age, Rice continued to make an impact, setting records and contributing to his new team's efforts. After brief stints with the Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks, Rice announced his retirement in 2005, concluding a remarkable 20-year career in the NFL. He ceremoniously retired as a member of the San Francisco 49ers, the team where his legendary journey began, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest wide receivers to ever play the game. It's not unusual for players to feel some tension when they're playing at the same time, especially if they're competing for similar positions or have different styles of play. This tension can arise from the natural desire to excel and prove oneself on the field. In the case of Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, both were star athletes known for their competitive spirit and dedication to the game. In the 10 times that Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders faced each other on the field, Rice's team, the San Francisco 49ers, squared off against Sanders' teams, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Dallas Cowboys. Out of these 10 matchups, Rice's 49ers won 5 games and lost 5. Against Sanders, Rice made a significant impact, catching 60 passes for a total of 1,051 yards and scoring 10 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Sanders managed to intercept the ball 4 times during these matchups. Additionally, Sanders showcased his versatility by returning 1 kickoff for a touchdown during these encounters. While there may have been occasional disagreements or clashes, these were likely more about their passion for winning rather than any personal animosity. This illustrates that competitiveness can also be enjoyable, as it encourages us to demonstrate our utmost abilities and strive for excellence. Now, as we have reached the end, make sure to leave a comment telling us who you want us to talk about next. And while you are at it, subscribe too if you already haven't. See you soon. Bye. Michael Irvin versus Deion Sanders, they both just admitted. The intense rivalry between Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders on the field was truly unique, captivating fans who eagerly awaited their confrontations. The competition between them heightened the excitement of each match, making them must-watch events. Starting off with Michael Irvin, born on March 5, 1966, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Michael Irvin initially enrolled at Piper High School in Sunrise, Florida. Later, he emerged as a football standout at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale. During his time at St. Thomas Aquinas, Irvin garnered significant attention from the University of Miami, a renowned collegiate football program which actively recruited him to join the Miami Hurricanes. Under coach Jimmy Johnson at the University of Miami, Michael Irvin achieved remarkable feats, setting school records for career receptions, receiving yards, and touchdown receptions. A key member of the 1987 national championship team, Irvin etched his name in Hurricanes lore with a legendary 73-yard touchdown reception from Steve Walsh in a crucial victory over Florida State, propelling them to the 1988 Orange Bowl against top-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Recognized 3 times as an All-American by the Newspaper Enterprise Association, Irvin earned second-team honors as a freshman, first team as a sophomore, and second team again as a junior. After his junior year in 1988, Irvin decided to forego his final year of college eligibility and declared himself eligible for the 1988 NFL Draft. Selected as the 11th pick by the Dallas Cowboys in the 1988 NFL Draft, Michael Irvin marked the last first-round selection made under the leadership of long-standing figures, Tex Schramm, Gil Brandt, and Tom Landry. Schramm expressed confidence in Irvin's ability to invigorate the Cowboys' fortunes. Making an immediate impact, Irvin became the first rookie receiver in Cowboys history to start a season opener in 2 decades. He scored his first NFL touchdown in the opening game against the Pittsburgh Steelers and recorded 3 touchdown catches in a victory over the Washington Redskins later in the season. Despite a challenging 3-13 season for the Cowboys, Irvin led the NFC in average yards per catch, finishing with a remarkable 20.4-yard average per reception. In 1989, the Dallas Cowboys, under new head coach Jimmy Johnson, faced continued struggles, ending the season with a dismal 1-15 record, the franchise's worst in history. Michael Irvin, hampered by injuries, played only 6 games that season. Despite showing promise with a strong start, Irvin suffered a season-ending torn anterior cruciate ligament, ACL, in his right knee during a game against the San Francisco 49ers in October 1989, leading to his placement on the injured reserve list for the remainder of the 1989 season and the first 3 games of the 1990 season. In 1990, Irvin's season began slowly, with his first reception not occurring until the 7th game. Nonetheless, he finished the season with 20 receptions for 413 yards, showcasing an impressive average of 20.7 yards per catch. Before his injury, Irvin was nearly traded to the Los Angeles Raiders to bolster the Cowboys' talent and potentially pair him with Tim Brown. However, Raiders owner Al Davis dissuaded Johnson from the trade, citing concerns about the Cowboys' receiving corps. Instead, Johnson orchestrated the infamous Herschel Walker trade with the Minnesota Vikings. The possibility of trading Irvin arose partly due to then-offensive coordinator David Shula's belief that Irvin lacked speed and teamwork. However, with Norv Turner taking over as offensive coordinator and expressing confidence in Irvin's potential to excel, the notion of trading him dissipated. In 1991, Michael Irvin played a pivotal role in leading the Dallas Cowboys to the playoffs, showcasing remarkable stats including 93 receptions, second in the NFL, 1,523 receiving yards, first in the NFL, and 8 receiving touchdowns. He set a franchise record with 7 100-yard games and earned his first Pro Bowl selection, marking the start of 5 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances. Irvin continued his success in the following years, contributing significantly to the Cowboys' Super Bowl victories in 1992 and 1993. Despite the Cowboys' loss in the NFC Championship game in 1994, Irvin delivered an outstanding performance with 12 catches, setting an NFC Championship record for receiving yards. In Super Bowl XLVI, 1993, Irvin shone brightly with 7 catches for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns, achieving a Super Bowl record for the fastest pair of touchdowns. He also set a record as the second player to score 2 touchdowns in 1 quarter of a Super Bowl. His pinnacle season came in 1995, setting franchise records for receptions and receiving yards while scoring 10 touchdowns and achieving an NFL record with 11 games of over 100 receiving yards. Irvin's exceptional performance in the NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers propelled the Cowboys to their 3rd Super Bowl win in 4 seasons. Irvin retired in May 2000 due to a career-ending cervical spine injury sustained during the 1999 season. He was the last player coached by Tom Landry to retire from the NFL. Landry passed away shortly after Irvin's injury, but before his retirement announcement, marking the end of an era for the Cowboys. Moving on to the rival Deion Sanders, born on August 9, 1967, in Fort Myers, Florida, Deion Sanders attended North Fort Myers High School, where he excelled as a multi-sport athlete in football, basketball, and baseball. He garnered recognition as a Letterman and All-State honoree in all 3 sports. In 1985, Sanders was named to the Florida High School Association All-Century Team, acknowledging him as one of the top 33 players in the state's 100-year high school football history. Despite being selected by the Kansas City Royals in the 6th round of the 1985 Major League Baseball draft, Sanders opted not to sign with the team. Deion Sanders, while attending Florida State University, showcased exceptional talent across football, baseball, and track. He was a standout cornerback for the Seminoles football team, earning accolades such as being named a 2-time consensus All-American and winning the Jim Thorpe Award in 1988. Sanders was also renowned for his punt return skills, leading the nation in punt return average in 1988 and setting a school record for career punt return yards. Notably, his interception with 5 seconds left secured a victory over Auburn in the 1989 Sugar Bowl. Deion Sanders, known for his exceptional speed and athleticism, was selected as the 5th overall pick by the Atlanta Falcons in the 1989 NFL Draft. During his tenure with the Falcons until 1993, he showcased his versatility by excelling in multiple positions, including cornerback and kick returner. In 1992, Sanders led the league in kickoff return yards and return touchdowns. He also made headlines for his attempt to play both a Falcons football game and a Braves baseball game on the same day. In 1994, Sanders joined the San Francisco 49ers, where he enjoyed one of his best seasons, earning the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award and winning Super Bowl 19. His remarkable performance included setting records for interception return yardage and becoming the first player to return 2 interceptions for gains of at least 90 yards in NFL history. Sanders then signed with the Dallas Cowboys in 1995, contributing to their Super Bowl XXX victory and earning Pro Bowl selections in each of his 4 seasons with the team. He later played for the Washington Redskins in 2000, the Baltimore Ravens in 2004 and 2005, and ultimately retired in 2006 after a storied career marked by numerous accolades and memorable moments. Now moving on to the competition between the two, Irvin and Sanders often faced each other when Irvin's Dallas Cowboys played against Sanders' teams, such as the Atlanta Falcons, San Francisco 49ers, and Dallas Cowboys. Their matchups were always highly anticipated due to their status as 2 of the league's premier players at their respective positions. Both Irvin and Sanders were known for their confidence. Their on-field battles included attempts to outwit each other mentally, adding an extra layer of intensity to their matchups. In games between their teams, Irvin and Sanders would often make big plays that swung the momentum in favor of their respective teams. Whether it was Irvin making a crucial catch in traffic or Sanders making a game-changing interception, their impact on the outcome of games was significant. Despite their on-field rivalry, Irvin and Sanders always showed respect for each other's talents. They recognized each other as elite competitors and often exchanged compliments and gestures of sportsmanship before, during, and after their matchups. The on-field rivalry between Irvin and Sanders illustrates that sports is more than just the game itself. These rivalries add intensity and excitement to the sport, making it compelling and enjoyable for fans to watch. And if this video was enjoyable for you to watch, make sure to subscribe. Also, do comment and let us know who you want us to cover next. See you next time. Bye. Fans are always on the edge of their seats when it comes to the intense rivalry between Randall Cunningham and Lawrence Taylor, making it one of their top favorite aspects after the game itself. Beginning with Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham was born in Santa Barbara, California in 1963 and graduated from Santa Barbara High School in 1981. During his senior year, he guided his team to a league title and the CIF finals. Additionally, he participated in track and field at SBHS, excelling in the high jump, while his older brother Frank was the state champion in the shot put. Following high school, Cunningham enrolled at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. He earned recognition as a punter on the college football All-America team in both 1983 and 1984. In 1984, his senior season, he led the UNLV Rebels to an impressive 11-2 record, which was later adjusted to 0-13 due to the discovery that several players were ineligible. Cunningham, drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the second round of the 1985 NFL Draft, quickly showcased his remarkable scrambling ability despite initial struggles with accuracy. Under the coaching of Buddy Ryan in 1986, Cunningham became the Eagles' starting quarterback due to injuries to the incumbent Ron Jaworski. By 1987, he solidified his position as the starter. Cunningham reached elite status in 1988, becoming the first black quarterback elected as a starter in the Pro Bowl. He led the Eagles to the NFC Eastern Division Championship and set playoff franchise records in passing yards during the Fog Bowl playoff game against the Chicago Bears. In 1989, he set a franchise record for pass attempts in a regular season game. Cunningham's athleticism was further highlighted when he threw a 95-yard touchdown pass against the Buffalo Bills. He also recorded the second most rushing yards ever for a quarterback at the time. However, Cunningham's career faced a setback in 1991 when he suffered a season-ending ACL injury. Despite a successful return the following season, injuries and a shift in offensive strategy led to his benching in 1994. Feeling unappreciated, he retired from football after the 1995 season. Cunningham left Philadelphia ranking third in rushing yards and second in passing yards in Eagles history. He still holds franchise records for yards per rush attempt, sacks taken, and yards per pass attempt in playoff games. Cunningham made a comeback to the NFL in 1997 with the Minnesota Vikings, reuniting with former teammate Chris Carter. In his first season, he led the Vikings to a dramatic playoff victory against the New York Giants, but fell short in the divisional round against the San Francisco 49ers. His peak came in 1998 when he guided the Vikings to a remarkable 15-1 regular season record. Cunningham's stellar performance included 34 touchdown passes and a league-leading passer rating of 106.0. He formed a potent offensive combination with receivers like Carter and rookie Randy Moss. Despite setting records, the Vikings suffered a heartbreaking loss to the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC Championship game, missing out on the Super Bowl. However, Cunningham's success waned in the following season, leading to his benching in favor of Jeff George after a string of interceptions. With Dante Culpepper taking over as the starter in 2000, Cunningham was released from the team. Cunningham's journey in the NFL continued in 2000 when he signed with the Dallas Cowboys as backup to Troy Aikman. However, when Aikman suffered season-ending concussions, Cunningham stepped up as the starting quarterback, though the team struggled with a 1-2 record under his leadership. One memorable moment was his return to Philadelphia, where he received a mixed reception from Eagles fans. In 2001, Cunningham joined the Baltimore Ravens, reuniting with coach Brian Billick. Despite initially being intended as the third-string quarterback, he earned the backup position behind Elvis Grbac and went 2-0 as a starter. After a brief stint with the Ravens, Cunningham officially retired as an Eagle in 2002. Throughout his 16-year career, he amassed impressive stats, including over 29,000 passing yards, 207 touchdowns, and nearly 5,000 rushing yards with 35 rushing touchdowns. He retired as the NFL's all-time leader in rushing yards and carries for a quarterback, a record later broken by Michael Vick. Moving towards Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor, born to Clarence and Iris Taylor in Williamsburg, Virginia, graduated from Lafayette High School in 1977. He then attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he initially played as a defensive lineman before transitioning to linebacker in 1979. Taylor's standout performance in his final collegiate year in 1980, which included 16 sacks and numerous defensive records, earned him recognition as a consensus first-team All-American and the Atlantic Coast Conference Player of the Year. Known for his intense and aggressive style of play, Taylor left a lasting impression on the coaching staff at UNC. In the 1981 NFL Draft, Lawrence Taylor was highly sought after, with 26 out of 28 NFL general managers preferring him as the top pick. However, the New Orleans Saints, who held the first pick, opted for George Rogers instead. This decision left the New York Giants with the opportunity to select Taylor as the second overall pick. Despite initial reservations about playing for New York, Taylor embraced the opportunity after receiving support from Giants players and coaches, including Harry Carson. Taylor quickly made an impact during training camp, earning the nickname Superman from teammates due to his extraordinary talent and performance on the field. His remarkable abilities were evident in his NFL exhibition debut, where he recorded 2 sacks against the Chicago Bears. Taylor's aggressive style of play and disruptive presence on the field earned him admiration from teammates and opponents alike, with Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Terry Bradshaw recalling his relentless pressure during a game. Throughout his career, Taylor had a complex relationship with Giants coach Bill Parcells, who pushed him hard to excel. Despite initial friction, Parcells recognized Taylor's talent and appreciated his tenacity, acknowledging his mean streak in private conversations. Taylor made his NFL debut in 1981, playing for the New York Giants. Despite a penalty in his first game, Taylor's rookie season was exceptional, earning him both the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year awards. His arrival significantly bolstered the Giants' defense, leading to a notable reduction in points allowed compared to the previous season. In the 1982 season, marked by a player's strike, Taylor showcased his exceptional skills with a memorable interception returned for a touchdown against the Detroit Lions. He continued to dominate, earning his second consecutive Defensive Player of the Year award. Under new head coach Bill Parcells in 1983, Taylor faced challenges, including a holdout and playing out of position due to team struggles. Despite the difficulties, he achieved All-Pro status for both outside and inside linebacker positions, a first in NFL history. Off-field issues and negotiations with the USFL marked this period. The Giants improved in 1984, with Taylor continuing his stellar performance, securing his fourth All-Pro selection. The 1985 season saw Taylor's impact on full display, leading the NFL in sacks and contributing to memorable moments like his sack of Joe Theismann, resulting in a career-ending injury. Though the Giants made the playoffs, they fell short of the Super Bowl, losing to the eventual champions, the Chicago Bears. Lawrence Taylor's career reached its pinnacle in the 1986 season, where he had an outstanding performance, leading the league in sacks and earning the NFL Most Valuable Player award as a defensive player. His dominance helped the Giants to a 14-2 season record and a Super Bowl victory. However, Taylor expressed feeling deflated after achieving so much success. In the following seasons, Taylor faced challenges on and off the field. Despite personal issues, he continued to excel, demonstrating resilience and dedication to his team. His performance remained remarkable, even amid controversies and injuries. Taylor's impact on the Giants was profound, leading them to multiple playoff appearances and memorable victories. As his career progressed, Taylor's production declined due to injuries and changing team dynamics. Despite this, he remained a formidable force on the field until his retirement in 1994. Throughout his illustrious career, Taylor accumulated numerous accolades, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Speaking of the clash between the two, Taylor and Cunningham had several memorable clashes during their careers. As a formidable linebacker, Taylor often pressured Cunningham, the talented quarterback, creating intense moments on the field. These matchups were eagerly anticipated by fans, as they showcased the battle between Taylor's defensive prowess and Cunningham's offensive skills. While there were no personal conflicts between them off the field, their on-field duels added an extra level of excitement to their respective teams' matchups. During games between the Giants and the Eagles, Taylor and Cunningham faced off. Taylor, a tough defender, tried to catch Cunningham, who was quick and tricky as a quarterback. In one memorable moment, Taylor chased after Cunningham. Taylor was known for being aggressive, while Cunningham was known for dodging tackles. Taylor moved fast, but Cunningham dodged him, showing how good he was at escaping. This clash showed their skills and made fans excited. Also, before I forget, have you guys subscribed yet? If not, quickly do so, because surely you do not want to miss any further videos. Taylor and Cunningham respected each other's skills during their games. Taylor admired Cunningham's athleticism and quarterback abilities, seeing him as a strong opponent. Cunningham also respected Taylor as a powerful linebacker who influenced the game. Despite their fierce competition on the field, they both recognized each other's talents and contributions to football. The rivalry between Taylor and Cunningham shows us that competition can be a positive force, motivating us to strive for excellence and give our best efforts. Do comment and let us know who you want us to cover next. We will see you soon. Bye. Sports just wouldn't be the same without those intense rivalries, right? And when you think of legendary rivalries, Ray Lewis versus Eddie George immediately comes to mind. So hop in as we get into their iconic rivalry. Beginning with Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis hails from Bartow, Florida, right in the heart of Central Florida. His mother was only 16 when he was born, and his father wasn't around much during his upbringing. Lewis decided to attend the University of Miami, where he joined the Miami Hurricanes football team. Right from his freshman year, he made a big impact, earning a starting spot in the team's last 5 games. He racked up 81 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 4 pass deflections, earning himself a spot on the freshman All-American team. During his second year, Lewis secured first-team All-American and All-Big East accolades. He topped the Big East with an impressive 153 tackles and added 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception. This stellar performance came as part of a Hurricanes team that boasted the nation's top-ranked defense and wrapped up the season at number 6 in both the writers' and coaches' polls. In his junior year, Lewis continued his remarkable run, once more earning spots on the All-American and All-Big East teams. He came close to claiming the prestigious Butkus Award, given to the best linebacker in college football, finishing as the runner-up. By the end of his junior season, Lewis tallied an impressive 160 tackles, the second highest in the history of the University of Miami football team, following Ed Wysokowski's 164 in 1965. In the 1996 season, his rookie year, he quickly made an impact, earning recognition as AFC Defensive Player of the Week in his debut game. His standout performances led him to be named to USA Today's All-Rookie team. The following season saw Lewis consistently excel, with notable achievements including leading the NFL in tackles in 1999 and being named NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 2000. He played a pivotal role in the Ravens' historic 2000 season, where they boasted one of the greatest defenses in NFL history and won Super Bowl XXXV, with Lewis earning Super Bowl MVP honors. Throughout his career, Lewis remained a defensive stalwart, earning Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors multiple times. His leadership and impact on the Ravens' defense were evident in his ability to consistently make plays and inspire his teammates. In his final season in 2012, Lewis announced his retirement, but not before leading the Ravens to another Super Bowl victory in Super Bowl XLV. He ended his career on a high note, showcasing his tenacity and skill one last time on the biggest stage. After retiring, he established the Ray Lewis 52 Foundation, a nonprofit organization aimed at providing personal and economic support to underprivileged youth. The foundation's initiatives include adopting families during the holidays, organizing celebrity auctions and bowling tournaments, hosting events like the Great Maryland Duck Derby, conducting Thanksgiving food drives, and running Ray's Summer Days program. Proceeds from these efforts contribute to funding the foundation's various projects. Beyond his foundation, Lewis has advocated for increased support for disability sports locally and internationally. He has received recognition for his community work, including the JB Award and the Act of Kindness Award. Through his philanthropic endeavors, Lewis demonstrates a commitment to making a positive impact on the lives of disadvantaged youth and individuals with disabilities. Now, moving on to Eddie George. Eddie George, born in Philadelphia, began his football journey with the Abington Raiders in Pop Warner. He later attended The Ohio State University, majoring in landscape architecture while playing for the Buckeyes. In his freshman year, George showed promise with 3 rushing touchdowns in a game against Syracuse, but faced setbacks, notably losing a fumble returned for a touchdown against Illinois. Despite these challenges, George emerged as a key player for Ohio State, becoming the starting running back in his junior year. He excelled in his senior season, setting school records with 1,127 rushing yards and 24 touchdowns. Notable performances included a 207-yard game against Notre Dame and a 314-yard, 3-touchdown game against Illinois. George's stellar senior campaign showcased his versatility, as he also contributed significantly in the passing game, catching 47 passes for 417 yards and a touchdown, a notable improvement from his previous seasons. After his freshman setbacks, Eddie George showcased remarkable ball security with just 6 fumbles in over 600 rushing attempts over the next 3 years. Ohio State ended the season with an 11-2 record, and George earned unanimous All-American honors. Eddie George, selected 14th overall in the 1996 NFL Draft by the Houston Oilers, had a stellar career. He won the NFL Rookie of the Year award and made 4 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances. George played a pivotal role in the Titans' Super Bowl XP run, gaining 391 combined rushing and receiving yards in the playoffs. Known for his durability, he missed no starts and became only the second running back to rush for 10,000 yards without missing a game. Despite consistent 1,000-yard seasons, George's productivity declined due to heavy workloads and injuries, leading to his release in 2004. He then joined the Dallas Cowboys for a season before retiring in 2006 with impressive career totals, including 10,441 rushing yards and 78 touchdowns. In recognition of his contributions, George had his jersey retired by the Titans in 2019 and became a semi-finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2021. Following his retirement, George assumed the role of head coach at Tennessee State on April 13, 2021. He inked a 5-year contract, earning $400,000 per year. Moving on to the part you all have been waiting for, the feud between these two. The feud between Eddie George and Ray Lewis stems from their intense rivalry as NFL players, particularly during their time in the AFC Central Division. George, a running back for the Tennessee Titans, and Lewis, a linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, faced off numerous times on the field, creating a competitive atmosphere between them. Whenever the Titans and Ravens met on the gridiron, the matchup between George and Lewis always drew attention due to their competitive nature and contrasting playing styles. George was known for his powerful running game, while Lewis was renowned for his ferocious tackling and leadership on defense. One of the most memorable clashes between George and Lewis occurred during the 2000 AFC Divisional Playoff game. The Titans and Ravens met in a hard-fought battle, with Lewis's Ravens ultimately emerging victorious. This game further intensified the rivalry between the two players and their respective teams. Eddie George and Lewis were more than just rivals on the field. Their friendship blossomed long after they retired, showing that true bonds can endure beyond the game. Lewis has spoken about George in various interviews and contexts over the years, often acknowledging him as a formidable opponent and a player deserving of respect. In several interviews, Lewis has praised George's talent, work ethic, and competitiveness on the field. He has acknowledged the challenges George presented as a running back and the impact he had on their matchups during their respective careers. George, too, has acknowledged Lewis's talent, intensity, and impact on the game. He also has discussed their on-field battles and the challenges of facing off against Lewis and the Ravens' defense during his playing career. Also, before I forget, have you subscribed yet? If not, quickly do so now, because who wants to miss such videos? Anyways, back on the track, George and Lewis are both regarded as legends of the game and were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame for their outstanding contributions to the sport. Their rivalry remains a memorable chapter in NFL history, showcasing the intensity and passion of professional football at its highest level. Their rivalry serves as a lesson about professionalism in the realm of sports. It shows that despite intense competition, the fundamental value of respect must always prevail. Now, as we have reached the end, make sure to leave a comment telling us who you want us to talk about next. See you soon. Bye. The feud between Keyshawn Johnson and Cris Carter isn't just about football. It goes way beyond that. Their ongoing rivalry has captivated their fans. Let's dive into one of the NFL's most controversial rivalries, which is loved by football enthusiasts everywhere. Let's kick things off by introducing our first player, none other than Keyshawn Johnson. In 1996, the New York Jets chose him as the top pick in the NFL draft. This made him just the third wide receiver ever to be picked first overall. His skills were on full display during a crucial playoff game in 1998 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He showed how good he was at both offense and defense, making a big impact for his team. On April 12, 2000, Johnson got traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Jets got 2 first-round draft picks in exchange. Then, he signed a big contract with the Buccaneers. It was worth $56 million and lasted for 8 years. This made him one of the highest-paid wide receivers in the NFL. In 2002, Johnson had a huge win with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Their new head coach, John Gruden, led the team to victory. Johnson had an amazing season, doing really well in both the regular season and the playoffs. His stats showed just how good he was on the field. But then, on March 19, 2004, Johnson got traded to the Dallas Cowboys for Joey Galloway. Even though he played well for the Cowboys, things changed in 2006. They let him go to make space for Terrell Owens. After leaving the Cowboys, Johnson found a new home with the Carolina Panthers in March 2006. He signed a contract worth $14 million for 4 years. Then, on November 13, 2006, during a Monday Night Football game, something special happened. Johnson made history by becoming the first player to score a touchdown on Monday Night Football with 4 different teams. On May 23, 2007, Johnson made a big announcement. He said he was retiring from the NFL. Even though many teams wanted him to keep playing, he decided to say no to their offers. Following his retirement, Johnson joined the broadcasting team for the 2007 NFL Draft, which was aired on ESPN. Transitioning into the world of sports analysis in the same year, he took on the role of an ESPN analyst for both Sunday NFL Countdown and Monday Night Countdown. In addition to his roles on Sunday NFL Countdown and Monday Night Countdown, Johnson expanded his presence on ESPN by serving as an analyst for the ESPN Who's Now competition. Furthermore, he occasionally stepped in as the host of Jim Rome is Burning when Jim Rome was unavailable, showcasing his versatility and expertise across various sports platforms. Now, let's shift our focus to his rival, who also happens to be an exceptional NFL player, just like himself, the legendary Cris Carter. Cris Carter started his NFL journey when the Philadelphia Eagles drafted him in the 4th round of the 1987 supplemental draft. But his first year in the league was a bit quiet. He only caught 5 passes totaling 84 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Even though he had some tough times like dealing with substance abuse, Cris Carter didn't let that stop him. He became a big star with the Minnesota Vikings, showing off how great he was at catching passes. Some of the best parts of his career were when he played in the Pro Bowl several times and when he led the league in touchdowns. In 1995, he had an amazing season where he broke records for catching the most passes and scoring the most touchdowns. After leaving the Vikings, Carter spent the spring of 2002 looking for a team. Even though he chatted with teams like the Rams, Browns, and Dolphins, Cris Carter couldn't work out a deal with them. Instead, he became an analyst for HBO's Inside the NFL on May 21st. He talked about football on TV until October 21st. But then, the Miami Dolphins needed help with their injured receivers. So, they convinced Carter to come out of retirement and play for them. Living in Boca Raton, Cris Carter started playing for the Dolphins in his first game at Lambeau Field in Week 9. He seemed a bit rusty, catching only 3 passes for 31 yards and fumbling once. Then, he had to go to the hospital for a kidney problem and couldn't play for the next 4 weeks. Carter came back in Week 14 but had a hard time getting back into the Dolphins lineup. But in Week 15, things looked up when he caught an amazing one-handed touchdown pass as they beat the Raiders 23-17. However, in the next game against the Vikings, he dropped a pass in the end zone that would have been a touchdown for Miami. They ended up losing that game and the next one against the Patriots, missing the playoffs. Even though he played well for the number of games he was in, he decided to retire after the season. Carter made a huge impact on football, retiring as one of the best receivers the NFL has ever seen. He caught more than 1,100 passes during his career and scored an amazing 130 touchdowns. This made sure everyone knew he was one of the greatest players in the league. Carter's greatness extended beyond the field, too. He received many honors, like being picked for the NFL 1990s All-Decade Team and making it to the final rounds for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His amazing hands also got him recognized as the #1 wide receiver with the best hands on the NFL Network's list. Following his retirement, Carter took on various roles in the sports world. He co-hosted HBO's Inside the NFL and served as an NFL analyst for Yahoo Sports and ESPN. Additionally, he became part of the faculty and coaching staff at St. Thomas Aquinas High School, where his son played as a wide receiver in 2008. Carter is the founder of Chris Carter's FAST program, a sports training center located in South Florida. Beyond his athletic pursuits, he is also ordained as a minister. Furthermore, Carter made an appearance in the 2005 sports video game NFL Street 2, portraying a wide receiver for the NFL Gridiron Legends team, alongside former teammate Joey Browner and other notable NFL figures. Carter was also chosen to be a coach for a team in the 2015 Pro Bowl, along with former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Michael Irvin. Now, shifting our focus to the feud between Chris Carter and Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson and Chris Carter have had their fair share of controversial media interactions over the years. From heated debates on television shows to fiery exchanges on social media, their interactions often make headlines and stir up discussions among fans. During an episode of Keyshawn, Jawil, and Max, the former receiver unveiled his picks for the league's top 5 wide receivers, naming Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and A.J. Brown. His choices stirred up quite the reaction, especially from Hall of Fame Vikings receiver Chris Carter, who took to Twitter to express his discontent, suggesting it was time to turn the channel down. In response, Johnson shrugged off the criticism, noting that such lists always manage to anger someone. Their Twitter exchange quickly escalated, sparking drama and grabbing the attention of fans everywhere. And there is no such drama that escapes our eyes, so subscribe if you haven't. Their fiery debates, controversial exchanges, and differing opinions have not only captivated audiences, but also ignited valuable conversations about football and sports analysis. While their rivalry may persist, it serves as a testament to the varied viewpoints and personalities that enhance sports broadcasting. Whether you support Keyshawn or Chris, one thing remains clear: the arguments between these NFL icons promise to last. Now, as we have reached the end, make sure to leave a comment telling us who you want us to talk about next. See you soon. Bye.